Hi everybody, I'm Bill Sanders and this is Watch Art Sci, the art and science of watch collection. Today what I want to do is talk about two types of constant force. They're both relatively simple, and I tried to pick watches that weren't too crazy expensive. Usually when there's something special like a remontoir d'égalité or something else that really works into constant force, it tends to be fairly expensive. Um, this one is one of my favorite watches. It's an H. Moser Henry double hairspring. And the double hairspring was a very simple, it wasn't simple technologically, but the concept is that you have the double hairsprings going like this. And what they're able to do is to keep the balance, the pivoting on the balance wheel in the center, because what happened was that, and what happens still, is that the torque of going around one way and then back and forth, but if you have it off balanced by another hairspring, then you're able to keep it nice and straight, which will keep the force more constant. But they quit making them because it was too expensive. And so I've always been looking for watches that have some kind of constant force that aren't too expensive. Uh, these I've talked about, I may have talked about before, but part of a larger thing. But here today, I want to concentrate on the constant force. The first one is the Schwarz Etienne Roma small second. And the movement on here is called the MSC 100. Now they have the ASC movements are automatic, and the way they set up their barrels is that the barrels are either they have one in there or they have two. Here they have two barrels, and they're set in parallel, and that's where the important part is. What barrels in parallel do is that as they unwind, they help each other keep the force of the mainsprings constant. And they have to turn all of these gears, and by having two working together in parallel, then they're able to do it a little more smoothly. And that's a very simple concept of constant force in a watch. There are double barrels in parallel, but you'd be surprised how few there are. Usually they're in sequence, and if they're in sequence, one goes to town, and then when it runs out of juice, the next one kicks in, and it gives you a longer charge on it. So that was one of the ones. And this one I found, this is MSRP on this is about $10,000, but I found one for about $6,000 at a place called Right Time. So if you're interested in something like that, it's a nice watch too. So that was one of them. The other one was an Armin Strom Gravity Equal Force Manufacturer Edition Blue. The blue ones are $16,900, not cheap. If they have a green dial, they cost something like $20,000. So I don't know. I don't know what. Well, I like green a lot, but not for that much more. Now, the equal force on the Armin Strom gravity equal force is a micro rotor that works in concert with an equal force barrel, and they're really interesting. You have it. Most of the kinds of things like a remontoir that does a rewinding, and this is essentially what this thing does. But this one has a stop work declutch mechanism, and it's added to the automatic winding of the movement. And most remontoir mechanisms that you'll find, remontoir égalité that you can find in Gronfeld or FP Journe watches, which are mucho bucks, they're part of the wheel train and not within the barrel itself. But this is in the barrel, and so it keeps going back to a rewinding and so that the force of the mainspring is constant. Anyway, that was what I thought you might be interested in. Short little video, vest pocket. Let me know what you think. An invitation to subscribe if you like. Until next time, this is Bill Sanders for Watch Art Sci, the art and science of watch collection.